Good morning, everybody. I've been getting a lot of questions about your Unit 302 assignment. So I am going to do a short little video to show you guys what we're talking about. So if you guys go into Table of Contents, the Contents folder right here, and then to Unit 3, 302, go to the Explore the Congressional Record. So this should be the first page. You go to the second page and you are going to either use this congressional record main page or you're going to use the Century of Lawmaking for a New Nation. So you're going to click and open up both of those pages into a separate tab. If we go over here to this first question, what dates did you pick to read and what happened that day? You guys are going to use that first link. So the first link right here, this congressional record main page. And you can pick any year you want. Pick the year you were born, pick just a random year. I will pick the year I graduated from high school. Then I'm going to go into January and I'm going to pick 3 of these dates to read about. And then I'm going to come back over here, put the dates that I picked. So I picked, let's say, January, January 20th, 23rd, and 28th. So I put January 20th, and then you're going to write a summary, okay, of what you read about that day or what happened on that day in Congress. Then I'll do the same thing for January 23rd, and I'll write my summary. By summary, I mean at least 1 to 2 paragraphs. And then I'm going to do the same for January 28th, okay? Then the second question is asking, from these dates that you picked, find a date that was close to the date you picked from the 1790s. So that's when you're going to use this second link. So this link, the Century of Lawmaking for a New Nation. So you're going to go over here, and in the 1790s, so that's these first 2 sections, I want to pick a date that was close to what I picked, which was January. So I could pick either December 7th was probably the closest to my date, or I could go and do March 5th. So I'm going to pick one of these sessions. I'm going to pick the first session of 1796. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to read about what happened in Congress that day. So I picked December 7th, 1796. And then I'm going to write my summary of what happened that day. Again, that means 1 to 2 paragraphs. So then again, based off of these 3 dates that we first picked off that first link, the rest of the assignment is asking to pick one of these dates and explain what happened in the 19th century. So that means pick a date that happened somewhere in the 1800s. Okay. Then same thing down here. Choose a date that from number 1 and the modern era. Modern era is anything after the 1900s. Okay, so once we get into the 1900s, that is considered the modern era. So again, any date after 1900. And then the last question, or the last couple questions down here, is saying, what similarities did you see in the congressional records for these 3 dates? So it's asking what kind of procedures or outcomes did you see in the 1900s, the 1800s, and in the late 1700s? So what 3 things, what is something, what is one common thing you saw in all of the questions above. And it could be a procedure, it could be an outcome. Find one commonality. And then how does modern Congress differ from earlier Congress? So what was a difference between this modern day era that you read about and then this very first one that you read about in the 1790s? What's the difference? So difference between 1790s Congress and modern day Congress. And then what information was not in the congressional record that you wish was there? So out of all your readings, tell me something that you continue to look for and you never found. So that is how you do this assignment. Hopefully that answers your questions on the congressional record assignment. All right, guys, email me if you have any more questions or sign up for a tutoring appointment.